Now we call Mr. Anisio Resem to the podium to explain Christ consciousness and its miracles. He is the president founder of the Spiritist Society of San Diego and the associate editor and associate editor to the Spiritist magazine. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Anisio.
Good afternoon, everybody, and let me say hello to everybody watching us on the web right now. And, well, you know what? Susanna already covered my part in terms of the miracle thing. We're going to work a little bit on that, but before, let me say a few words first about our perception about this event. We think it's such a great opportunity to be here with all of you so we can learn from you. We can learn exactly what's going on right now in your group, in your life, and with all the things that happen with the Spiritist movement in America. And I can't say, I guess I'm going to say thank you to the Spiritist Group of New York for hosting this event today. And thank you to all Spiritist groups as well that are supporting and making this event possible. And before that, who's the most important people here? You. Thank you very much because your presence here made it possible. Look what I'm going to need to talk about today. I'm going to talk about Christ consciousness and its miracles. Wow. Well, help me with that, because it's a topic that, an imperfect spirit here trying to, start the hard work we're already talking about here, right? All the work we need to understand spirituality. But let's start. Let me try to, with you today, let me try to share some ideas, okay? I'll just try to share some ideas about, based on what we have learned in Spiritism, right? What can we understand? How can we understand, especially miracles? Oh, the sound is not good. Let me see. Oh, yeah. There you go. Okay. So miracles, we all talk about miracles. We all think about miracles. Let me get the definition. I went to the dictionary. Let me get a definition to you so we can work a little bit with it. Miracles are actually defined, if you go to Concise Oxford English Dictionary, right, as an extraordinary and welcome event that is not explicable by natural or scientific laws, and is attributed to God, of course. It's not explicable. That's what we're going to call the classical definition of miracle. Okay, let's think a little bit about that. We can ask the question: are there miracles as spiritists? Okay, let's dive in our teaching. Let's dive in. And if you think about the Spirit's book, what is the first question? The very first question. Kardec asked the spirits, right? What is God? The supreme intelligence. The first cause of all things. And later on, of course, the spirits tell us, right? Don't waste your time, to get your arms around this concept. They're very powerful. Probably our language today is not enough. It's not enough to cover all that, to understand that. But there's one thing I think you guys are going to all agree, or most of you, I hope, are going to agree with me. There's one adjective that I feel comfortable in assigning to God. Perfection. It is perfect. His creation is perfect because he's the supreme intelligence. There's nothing to get better there. He's there already. He or she or it, we don't know. He's perfect. And if God is perfect, he created a perfect universe in the sense that the laws of the universe must be perfect. The natural laws of the universe, right? Okay, so far so good. And, okay, what about the miracles in the gospel? What about the miracles Jesus did? We already mentioned some of those, right? So, walking on water, oh, that sounds nice, right? Healing, making the blind see. All the things, all those marvelous things. How can we work? Let's work a little bit with that. Can you imagine going 200 years ago and try to explain this picture to somebody that lived in the 1700s, look at this picture. How much is going on here, right? So, and then, okay, we are in a very modern society. There's a lot of things going on among us. We have lots of technology. But then, do we know our natural laws? Do we know? Now, Ur, Suzanne, and Vanessa were talking about, we're growing. But do we know our natural laws? We don't. And I like to talk a little bit about James Clerk Maxwell. Everybody talks about Isaac Newton and Einstein because of the theory of relativity. I don't think we talk enough about this gentleman. This is a Scottish physicist. And he actually was the first one that unified electricity and magnetism. We have known electricity and magnetism for ages, long time. But he was the first one that in 1860s, actually, a little bit after Kardec published the Book of Spirits, came up with a set of theories that said, a wonderful set of equations that say, you know what, electricity and magnetism are the same thing. And he predicted one thing called electromagnetic waves. So 150 years ago, nobody knew about the concept of electromagnetic waves. How important are electromagnetic waves in our life? Your cell phone, your microwave, pretty much everything electronics you have in our life. Radio. This astronauts here are talking to Earth because of electromagnetic waves. It's fundamental. It's fundamental to our life today, right? But 150 years ago, we didn't know about it. Nothing. Is it over? It's not. We have a lot to learn, and science is still moving. Hang in there. But we're missing something important. We don't have time to wait. Although there's a lot of signs already indicating to spirituality, we don't have time to wait because there's an important thing we're talking about here today, and we'll be talking about that as long as we can, which is our spiritual nature. My God, we are spirits. How important is that? And are spirits something supernatural? Like, ghosts? Absolutely not. So we are all spirits. We are all spirits. Every single one of us is a spirit. How important is that? It's really important. And that's the word we are going to study and uncover and talk about in Spiritism. It's a fundamental topic in our life. And with Spiritism, we start to understand better what happened with Jesus, what happened with Christ, what happened with the miracles. And all the so-called miracles that might not be miracles really, right? And first thing, okay, if we guys are still with me and we're talking about spirituality and we are all spirits, the first conclusion we can come up with is that we are in different levels. And I don't need to talk about you much about that because you have friends, you have family, you have relationships. You know that we are in different levels. Some people are more spiritualized, some people are not, some people are very materialistic, And do you agree with me or it's just me? People are different. People are in different levels of awareness. But on question, and I forgot the question actually, but it's there. Question 625 of the Spirit's book. Kardec asked the question to the spirits, right? Who is our mother? Who is our standard? Who is the spirit that embraces and brings us the model for us to follow and to understand? And the question is very simple. The answer is very simple. It's Jesus. Jesus came here and he brought this model, a way of living according to the natural laws. And how did the model live? And that's on top of my head. So question 886 of the Spirit's book, you find there Kardec asking the spirits, what did Jesus mean by love? What did he mean? Compassion for everyone. Tolerance to the offenses of others. Tolerance to the imperfection of others. And forgiveness of offenses. That's it? If you guys think that's it, think again. forgiveness of all offenses. So the model should have lived every single day of his life, every single moment of his life, having love in his heart, having this example in his life, bringing that teaching all the time to us. And it's fair to ask, if a spirit already reached that level, it's because self-discipline, dedication, and work have been already taken. But most fundamental question, maybe of all, in terms of his consciousness, right, is why he did that. Why a higher spirit would come to live among us and face all the material challenges we all face, all the pain, all the problems of dealing with matter that, I don't need to talk much about that. You guys know how difficult it is. It was difficult for everybody that faces this experience. But why would a higher spirit like him do that? It's hard to me to imagine even that, because I still have so many imperfections and so many challenges as a spirit myself. But he is clear. He came because it's our future. It is our destiny. We have the same essence. We have been created for the same Father. Every single one of us. Every single one of us. There's nobody out. Guys, there's nobody out. Every single one of us has the same fundamental essence. And we are here to grow that portion of our spirit that has been lacking for many, many centuries, many, many lives. And we have now the wonderful opportunity to start understanding his message, understanding what he was talking about. Now we have enough knowledge to do that. It's already enough. The Spirit's all telling us that the time of change is coming in terms of our awareness. In terms of our awareness, we are now mature and experienced enough, every single one of us, to start growing ourselves, to start growing our spirit, growing, from the sense that we are going to find what's the most important thing on Christ consciousness. Grow, evolve the Christ within every single one of us. The Christ within. Because once, let me tell you one thing. If we accept this concept that, we are all spirits, if we accept that every single one of us has a destiny of evolving and getting there, and that's a very powerful concept. If we accept that, and let me say one thing, if only one of us here today decides to go forward and take the path of growth and love, as we learn from Christ consciousness, this meeting would be paid like for 1 million times more than what we could have expected. Only one. Because we are all part of this progress. And one of us has all the value we need. I'm working here right now and at least get myself listed in there, trying to help and trying to evolve. I would like to say thank you for your patience, thank you for your tolerance, thank you for your attention, and ask you guys to meditate a lot about all the teachings and bring them as close to your heart as you can. And may the higher spirits illuminate all of our paths. And shall we understand the beauty of nature and our Creator from now on. Thank you very much.